Hello everyone, this is Gideon. Uh, we are very privileged and it's an honor to welcome you all to our presentation under the course Introduction to Psychology of Public Speaking, course code EDY 3310, topic 90, and that is on Psychology of Public Speaking. The topic of discussion or the presentation today will be based on the psychology of public speaking. Psychology of public speaking is a very important topic. We hope that the topic today will be very interesting, and those of you are watching this video, we hope that it will shed some light and give you some insight on the topic. Those who wish to be a public speaker and who wish to be a good, influential public speaker out there in your community, in your classroom, as a professional teacher, or whatever area you are specialized in. So I am the first speaker who will be introduce the topic and state some of the theories, particularly based on the psychology of public speaking topic, and state some of the principles of psychology of public speaking. Without further delay, I'll move down to introduction. What is psychology of public speaking? Psychology of public speaking is a branch of psychology that focuses on understanding human nature and improving the process of effective delivery of speeches in classroom or as well as in other public settings. Psychology of public speaking refers to the understanding of human behavior. Why? Because you as a public speaker, you are talking to people, so you have to understand the human behavior. You have to understand the cognition processes, and you have to understand emotions as they relate to effective speeches. So those are important things as a public speaker you have to take note of. And public speaking, psychology of public speaking, it involves psychological principles to connect with the audience, capture their attention, and influence their thoughts and feelings. Those are very important things. Now, without delay, moving down to theories of psychology of public speaking. One of the psychologists is not a psychologist but a professional businessman. His name is Dale Carnegie. In 1913, his book, he published the book in 1930 titled Public Speaking and Influencing Men in Business. So it played a significant role in popularizing the psychological principles within the realm of public speaking. So in his influential book, Carnegie emphasized the importance of understanding human nature, because understanding human nature is very important to deliver the message or speeches to your audience. So he emphasized on understanding human nature and using persuasive techniques. You have to persuade your audience. Using those techniques, you have to persuade your audience based on the individual motivation, fear, desires, and emotions when delivering the speeches or presentation. The principle of psychology in the public speaking involves understanding. The very important thing is understand your audience, understand the human behavior, and leveraging psychological principles of effective communicate with an audience. one key aspect is recognizing the emotions. You have to recognize emotions of your audience, motivations, fears, desires, and cognition processes of listeners to tailor message that resonate with them. So those are important things that he stated in his theory. Okay, moving down to the psychology in public speaking is based on several key principles. I will talk about some very important key principles of the psychology of public speaking. There are a number of key principles that we will look at, and the first one is audience analysis. You have to analyze well your audience as a public speaker or as a teacher in the classroom, as a trained well and a more educated teacher, professional teacher. You have to analyze your student, or you have to analyze well your audience in the public settings. Those are very important key principles. Understanding the audience's demographics and psychographics and the communication preferences is crucial for effective public speaking. As a teacher, as a professional teacher, we have to take note of this principle. You have to analyze. First thing is you have to analyze your audience. Number two, or the second one is non-verbal communication. Your body language when presenting your speeches to the audience in the public settings or in the classroom as a professional teacher or a public speaker. To be a good orator, you have to use your non-verbal communication very carefully and skillfully. Body language, gestures, facial expression, and eye contact play a significant role in public speaking. Effective uses of non-verbal communication enhances the speaker's credibility. Therefore, you have to consider non-verbal communication, how you present yourself to the audience, because it enhances the speaker's credibility, trustworthiness, and ability to connect with the audience. Your audience will pay attention to you. Number three key principle is verbal communication. You have to speak fluently to your audience. You have to be careful with the choices of words, tone, and the pages are essential for conveying the message to your audience. Message delivered must be effectively delivered in the classroom or in the public settings, using clear, concise language, very varying tone and volume, and maintaining pace can help keep the audience engaged and interested. Moving down, the fourth key principle is emotion appeal. You have to understand the emotion appeal for your audience. Incorporating emotional elements into the speech can create a connection with the audience. That's very important. Moving down to number 6, persuasion techniques. You see, as a professional public speaker, as a professional trained public speaker, you have to persuade your audience using persuasive languages. Logical reasoning and evidences can help convince the audience of the speaker point of view. Repetition, metaphors, and analogies can be also effective in driving home the messages. Ethos and pathos is another thing. Establishing the speaker's credibility. Ethos refers to establishing the speaker's credibility, and pathos refers to appealing to the audience's emotions, and that can help persuade the audience. So you have to take note of that. Those are some important key principles. And number 7, the very last one, call to action. Psychology of public speaking, after your speeches, you have to call to action, including a clear call to action at the end of your speech, which can inspire the audience to take a specific steps, such as assigning the task to audience or one particular person or your audience. And that's some of the key principles you have to take note as a public speaker. And the impacts of the psychology of public speaking will be discussed by my colleague. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I am the second speaker. I'll further elaborate on the topic psychology of public speaking, as my friend have said earlier, by stating some of the major impacts of psychology in public speaking. There are many impacts, but here the major ones will be discussed. Firstly, it increases confidence. By understanding the psychology behind public speaking can help individuals feel more confident when addressing an audience. By recognizing and managing anxiety, individuals can deliver their message more efficiently. Secondly, it improves communication skills. It helps in understanding audience perspective, tailoring the message accordingly, and engaging the audience effectively. Number 3, engagement. By understanding psychological factors that influence attention, motivation, and interests, teachers can design their presentation or lectures to capture students' attention from the start. They can use storytelling techniques, use visual aids, interaction activities, and other strategies to engage learning emotionally. The fourth impact is that it enhances leadership abilities. By doing that, effective communication skills in public speaking is crucial for a leadership. By mastering the skills, individuals or the teachers can inspire and motivate students and colleagues, fostering teamwork and collaboration with them. The fifth impact is that it betters classroom environment. For educators, understanding the psychology of public speaking can improve classroom management. It can help in engaging students, managing disruption, and creating a positive learning environment. The sixth impact is it increases empathy. Understanding the psychological aspect of public speaking can increase empathy towards others. It helps in understanding different viewpoints, and perspectives, leading to more inclusive and respectful relation. The seventh impact is that it increases empathy. Understanding the psychological aspect of public speaking can increase empathy towards others. It helps in understanding different viewpoints and perspectives, leading to inclusive and respectful relations. The last and not least important aspect of public speaking is that it improves learning outcomes. Firstly, for students, it can help in better retention of information, active participation in class, and improve presentation skills. Moving on, there are many challenges which are also faced in psychology in public speaking, but for this discussion we'll discuss the major ones. First challenges which is faced in psychology of public speaking is fear and anxiety. Many students experience significant anxiety or fear when it comes in public speaking. This can manifest when nervousness, stumbleness, or even panic attacks. Addressing these fears requires a deep understanding of psychological factors that contribute to anxiety and effective strategies to manage it. The second challenges which is faced is self-esteem issues. Students may struggle with low self-esteem, which can severely impact their willingness to speak in public settings. Building confidence and helping students recognize their own value and abilities is crucial. The third challenges which is faced is listening skills. Effective public speaking relies not only on the ability to speak but also to listen carefully and respond appropriately. Some students may have difficulties with active listening, which can hinder their overall performances. And number four, or the fourth challenges which is faced is feedback and criticism. Providing constructive feedback without demoralizing students can be difficult. Teachers need to balance positive reinforcement and constructive criticism to help students improve while maintaining their confidence and motivations. The fifth challenges which is faced is cultural and personal differences. Students come from various backgrounds, as you know, which can affect their communication skills and comfort levels with public speaking. Being sensitive to these differences and adopting teaching methods to meet the needs of all students is very crucial and very important. Last but not the least is performance anxiety, which is a challenge also faced in psychology of public speaking. Even after overcoming initial fears, students may experience performance anxiety as the actual speaking event approaches. The technique to manage this anxiety and performance at the best needs to be taught and practiced well before attending to do an oral presentation or public speeches. Therefore, these are the major causes and impacts which are associated with public speaking and professionalism in public speaking. Therefore, to conclude, application of psychological knowledge and their challenges in public speaking and learning experiences can significantly impact teaching and learning. By understanding principles of psychology, speakers can effectively engage and connect with the audience, enhancing comprehension and retention of information. Educators using psychological concepts in public speaking make classroom interaction more dynamic and facilitate better effective communication with their students. Thank you, and this brings us to the end of our presentation. I hope you all understand this concept of psychology in public speaking.